Curse of La Llorona, generally speaking, utterly forgettable, and then a couple that are more in the middle, but you have a franchise that is just so utterly dragged down because instead of just doing these really solid Conjuring films, they decided to spin it out, and there's just way more mediocre and bad than there is the classic stuff. And we got a very relevant one, the Fox X-Men universe, one of the franchises that really launched the modern era of comic book movies and essentially was bookended with Deadpool Wolverine this past week. For me, I'm going to put this one in the B category. It's another one of these franchises that has always had great movies and it's always had mediocre and bad movies. Every single one of its runs, every single one of its franchises has someone that's distinctly the weakest.
Oh,
Maybe
really?
Deadpool is kind of mostly free from that, but...
Yeah, I just have number one. So I get 5% credit on rides, daily member deals, and a $0 delivery fee on
Paramount Plus. Download now.
X-Men The Last Stand, significantly worse than the first two. X-Men Origins Wolverine, significantly worse than the other ones. Apocalypse, Dark Phoenix, much worse than Days of Future Past and First Class. You got New Mutants in there. And so as much as they have Days of Future Past, X2, Logan, you always have something counterbalancing it, so you gotta put it right there in the middle. Likewise, it never had just kind of that cohesiveness of franchise that you had with something like some of the other ones we have had. It's always kind of been standalone movies kind of being pulled together for the very weak comics. Then we have Planet of the Apes. Generally speaking, I'm referring to the modern run of films, but it does have a legacy going back further than that. That was one of my favorite trilogies of the past decade. Caesar was my favorite character of the last decade. Every time I rewatch those movies, I struggle to rank that trilogy of films because for different reasons, I think each of them does something that's fantastic. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, in particular, just feels like such an outlier of a blockbuster where it has Shakespearean themes and character arcs and intrigue between the way the story is constructed, and it has an ape riding a horse, dual wielding machine guns, battling a tank, which is awesome. And then they put the new one out